Hello, I'm Ryan Boughan, President and COO of PTTOW.
I'm Paul Rabil, the President and co-founder of the Premier Lacrosse League.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Paul, at the lovely Sports Beach here.
I'm thrilled to be back. Good to hang out with you.
I know, second year, right?
Second year.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you joining us, like I said. And, as we look at Sports Beach and what Stagwell has done here over the last 2 years, a huge evolution in sports presence at Cannes. And I think as we think about evolutions, lacrosse has just taken off over the last 5, 10, 15 years. We'd love to maybe hear a little bit about the journey with the Premier Lacrosse League and kind of how you've seen that take shape over the last couple of years and anything for the future.
Yeah, well, this is a great first question to start. I always debate going back and forth with how far back to begin. And the reason I say is lacrosse is the first sport of North America. It's the indigenous game.
Oh, wow.
Track to where we are today, you mostly see it played in the Northeast.
Yep.
The game was started in the Northeast at the Six Nations. It was one of the first college games played in the 1800s at NYU, all the way down to Johns Hopkins. It was in the Olympics in 1904 and 1908. Then along the way, it sort of lost its footing.
Yep.
When we decided to launch the PLL in 2018, we looked at modern media, new technology, ways to give chiropractic therapy to a sport that was once the first established and what I believe is the best in America. So we launched this business. ESPN is our distribution partner.
Yep.
We got back into the Olympics in LA 2028. We're using new media, new tech to build stars, to interact with fans, to innovate with corporate partners. And that is showing our year-over-year growth, such that over the last 5 years, we have shown a trend that's faster than any other team sports league in North America.
That's incredible, and congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
success. Given all of that and given your plans for the future, I guess, how do you think about sports and maybe the PLL more specifically's role in shaping culture?
Well, I think that sport has mostly shaped culture for as long as I can remember, and the athletes that I even studied before I was alive. So Jackie Robinson and Muhammad Ali to Billie Jean King to then Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And these are athletes that cross over in a very rare medium where in any given arena you have people from all walks of life with different interests and political association, religious views and gender and economics. And you can come together by supporting your team and this experience that you have over a 2-hour period.
Yep.
And that's why athletes, I think, cross over into the interest of so many different cohorts of people. Related to today's modern athlete, because of new media, talking social, athletes now have direct access to audience. They are more interested in music and fashion. Fashion and music are more interested in athletes than they've ever been. So all of that has built this sort of confluence of interest and excitement around sport.
Yep.
The other thing is that it is the last standing firewall of appointment watching television, which is meaningful to advertisers.
Yep.
Which means that you're watching someone perform at their best or at their worst at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah.
And that carries a level of influence that you don't get in entertainment anymore because everything's on demand or we watch when we want to on a streamer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's a huge point is the power of the live event for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have a new book out, The Way of the Champion, as we see right here, little plug. Would love to hear maybe a little bit about some of the lessons that you've learned throughout your career and how that's maybe transitioned into your role as the president of the PLL and some of the things you've shared in the book.
Yeah, well, growing up, I never thought that I would write a book. I actually always struggled in writing class and difficulty putting my thoughts to paper. And over time, that changed as I grew into a storyteller, no matter the medium, and really paying attention to the detail of shared experiences. So Ryan Holiday, who's an investor in the PLL and is a 5-time New York Times bestselling author, came to me with this concept and said, hey, you've done a lot of things that are unique in your career, from playing at the highest level to starting a league to investing in companies. Why don't you share a lot of these lessons? So it's not just my experiences, though. I've been fortunate to sit with some of the best athletes, entrepreneurs, and entertainers in the world. And what I wanted to do was basically map out, to the best that I could, the range of experiences that the best at what they have done have used to have resilience, I should say. And so the subtitle, Pain, Persistence, and the Path Forward, I would say pain and persistence are the two guarantees that you see, whether it's Roger Federer or Tiger Woods or my experiences or Serena Williams. Like, you lose a lot more than people realize, and how you build sort of this like Teflon skin to get through it is the key. And what I would say from a lesson standpoint is there's a chapter in here called You Can't Miss a Day, which is mainly about consistency. And I was told at a young age to shoot the ball 100 times a day, and if I did that, I would get a full ride to a Division I college of my choice. And I committed to that.
Yep.
And I learned the lesson in that is, whether you play lacrosse or whatever it is that you do, if you commit to something every single day, the math always works in your favor.
Yeah. No, I mean, so much that you can pull from the lessons that you take from sports into, the professional worlds, for sure. Speaking of which, you're a member of our organization, PTTOW. We're launching PTTOW Sports with your help later this year in New York, which we're very excited about. And I think the thing that we're looking to do with PTTOW Sports is bring brands, teams, leagues together to really talk about, the future of sports and how those cohorts can partner best with each other. I guess, how do you think about those three coming together to think about the future of partnerships?
Well, we're pleased, and I'm super excited to be a partner in PTTOW Sports and be a part of the PTTOW membership group. And a little bit what we talked about when you asked about the culture of sport and its influence in today's media environment, and how it is the best place for an advertiser to land because it's appointment watching, which means you are more likely to not only see an advert, but also watch it all the way through. There's a statistic that we share with our brand partners that 71% of our fans look at our brand partners more favorably. There's a relationship that sports fans have with advertisers that's way different than any other industry.
Yep.
The other thing is, because it's the last standing appointment watching form of media, for a industry that's going to venture into $1 trillion in 2025.
That's crazy.
Across broadcast cable, internationally, the creator economy and such. When you figure out how to land in an integrative and authentic way with a sports property or an athlete, that lives not only across the live game, but across the team channels, the players' channels, live events like this. And for me, it's the best spend as an advertiser.
No, that completely makes sense. Well, we're very much looking forward to having you in New York in December, and appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. And like we said, the book is called The Way of the Champion. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.